Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of Skyscraper. This movie stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Will Sawyer and Nev Campbell as his wife Sarah. And you have also various other characters in this movie. But basically, the gist of the story, if you've seen the trailers, uh, Dwayne Johnson plays Will Sawyer. He's an ex-FBI hostage rescue team leader. And after an incident kind of goes bad and he kind of gets hurt, he decides to retire from the FBI and basically he decides to become a security expert. He basically assesses the security for like skyscrapers. That's what he does. Okay, and like I say, he has a wife and two kids, and he winds up getting a job due to one of his ex-FBI buddies. They give him a job assessing this big building. But it's called basically the tallest of it. They call it the Pearl. It's supposed to be the tallest basically skyscraper in the world. And he gets his friend a job assessing the security and stuff for that. Okay, and like I said, if you see the trailer, you basically know the gist of the story. He gets that job to assess the security, and then of course these terrorists break in and they're looking for something from the developer. They're looking for something from him, and they will stop at nothing to do it, to get it. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, as well, sorry, who's like I say, he's put away his FBI stuff, and he's just a consultant now, and he has, like you see in the trailer, he has a prosthetic leg due to the incident that happened in the beginning of the movie. So he's and even I think he mentions in the movie that he hasn't picked up a gun in years. Anyway, he guess he has to rescue his family because his family is stuck in the building, and he has to basically literally break into the building like you see in the trailer and try to rescue his family. And meanwhile, of course, he having to deal with the terrorists. Now, of course, a lot of people call this, basically, Die Hard, and let's say, basically, it is a variation of Die Hard, but not as good. First of all, my issue with this movie, well, it's totally predictable, but that's not my main issue with it. Okay, my main issue with it is the villains in this movie. The villains in this movie are just really bad. You can see they telegraph a lot of the stuff that you can see coming from the beginning of the movie. It's really predictable, and you can, like I said, you can telegraph, you can see things. Really, like you can tell who the bad guys are, and you can really, and you can kind of anticipate what's going to happen. And I did that all the way through the movie. I basically, I could have written the script myself because I anticipated everything that was going to happen, and it happened. Okay, and which is bad, especially, but I could even overcome that, even the predictability. They had a good villain. The guy that was the main bad guy in this movie, it's real weak. He wasn't that great a character. Him and his associates, okay, I'm gonna put it that way, weren't that nothing to write home with. They're not no Hans Gruber, put it that way. Okay, Alan Rickman should be rolling in his grave thinking about somebody else trying to be a good villain and a good. And these types of action movie, you need a good villain to kind of, to sell the hero part. The Rock takes care of the hero part, but you need a good adversary for him to go against, and that kind of makes or breaks a movie to me. If you have a really good villain, okay, that has a plan and follows through with it and will not stop at anything to achieve his goal, okay, that's a good villain. And unfortunately, the villain in this movie, to me, what they did was really ridiculous to me. It seemed like they went to a lot of trouble for something that could have been accomplished a lot simpler. That's just, in my opinion. I think they did parts of their plan seemed okay, but the whole gist of it was just really ridiculous if you really think about it. What they did, was absolutely ridiculous. It was, to put it this way, it was just too attention setting, too attention getting. If you wanted to accomplish this goal that they wanted to accomplish, I think there would have been a lot subtler ways to do it and get it done. But they really kind of, to me, this was really over the top, way, way over the top. And again, the main villain guy wasn't nothing to write home about. Very forgettable. Okay, very, very forgettable. Him and his associates, very forgettable. Okay, and that's the problem with the movie. The Rock takes care of the action part and stuff, and he's good as usual, but the villain in this movie is very predictable. Like I said, and the movie's predictable, and things that are going to happen in the movie are very, very predictable. Like I said, I sat in there and checked the box on each thing that I thought was going to happen, and sure enough, it happened. Okay, which is a shame because it looked great from the promos and stuff. And I don't blame Dwayne Johnson. I thought him and even Nev Campbell, I thought she was really good in her limited part. I thought she was good as well. I just think the main villain was very weak. Okay, very, very weak. I just not nothing to write home about. And Noah Taylor, who I really kind of love. I mean, as an aside, Noah Taylor, who's in this movie, he plays Mr. Pierce. He's one of the guys that kind of works for the main developer that owns the building. He really needs to he needs to do something bad because I mean, as soon as I saw him, I stamped this one thing on his forehead as soon as I saw Noah Taylor. And it's funny because I saw him when he was young, and he did a movie called The Year My Voice Broke and Flirting, which is like, I think there's a third part to these movies. But he really looked young and innocent, but now he just looks like he can only play one part. I mean, as soon as I saw him, I just said, that's that. He just, I don't know if it's just the look he has or the way he aged or something, but he just, as soon as I saw him, I said, bam, that's this type of guy. Okay, as soon as I saw him, and sure enough, it turned out to be that way, which is a shame because I like Noel Taylor in The Year My Voice Broke and Flirting, which is just two really good movies. And I think it's supposed to be a third part to that trilogy, which I gotta check out. I gotta Google that. But that's just an aside. But Noah Taylor, totally predictable. Okay, he just looks very swarmy looking for some reason. I don't know, it's the way he aged or the way he just acted. But it's just, as soon as I saw him there, that's all I couldn't get that out of my head. And sure enough, he lived up to the reputation. Anyway, I'm gonna give, unfortunately, Skyscraper. I'm gonna give it a 6.8. I wanted to give it a higher score, but the villain was just very weak, and the movie was way, way predictable. I mean, way, way predictable. Just, I mean, really predictable. I like a little bit of unpredictability in my movies, and we know the premise is basically Die Hard, okay? But if they would have just changed it up a little bit, and again, get a better villain and not make it so predictable, I definitely would have enjoyed it more, okay? But anyway, I give it a 6.8, and that's mostly just because of The Rock. You know, he's sincere, and he's a good actor. He really is. And I liked the chemistry with him and Nev Campbell and the two little kids that played his children. They weren't annoying. Okay, again, but villains, predictable and very forgettable. Okay, again, 6.8. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you've seen Skyscraper, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. And if you like this review, please hit the subscribe button down below. I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram in the description box, as well as a link to my other channel, Paul's Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And please give the video a thumbs up if you like it. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.